Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the newest album from Swans, Leaving Meaning. So you're going to have to forgive me, I am pretty sick while I'm recording this. But the legendary experimental rock group Swans are back with a new record after a pretty epic run of albums over the past couple years. Of course, I'm talking about The Seer, To Be Kind, and The Glowing Man, all of which were extremely ambitious and gargantuan in length, and broke new ground not only for the band, but I think for rock music in general. And over a pretty lengthy career that stretched back all the way to the early 80s that's seen the band dabble in just about every subgenre of rock, where would they go after dropping some of the most epic albums in their whole discography? Back to their roots, kinda? Because soon after the band dropped The Glowing Man, Michael Gira came out and announced that after their tour, this chapter of the band would be completely over. So I wasn't exactly sure what to expect when he said that the band was going to be coming back in a new form. And so here we are, a new Swans record. And Leaving Meaning ends up being one of the quieter albums in the Swans discography, if that's even possible. And it sounds similar to their record The Burning Man, or even Michael Gira's solo efforts Angels of Light. The sounds on here are a lot more gentle than other Swans releases, but this new gentle embrace on here that I'm talking about doesn't exactly mean you're in for an easy listening experience. I mean, this is a Swans record we're talking about, and it still feels like it's designed to get under your skin. But this time, Swans is approaching it from a different angle, more from simplicity. The record kicks off with one of the softest and prettiest openings to a Swans record to date with the track Hums, which actually weaves and turns its way right into the second track, Aniline, making this feel like one big opening cut, but not exactly a thrilling one. It's not till we get to the track The Hanging Man till we start feeling like a little bit more familiar Swans. I love the mystical feel that the track has, and it is one of Michael Gira's more animated vocal performances on the whole record for sure. But I gotta say, the instrumental over the length of its runtime doesn't necessarily complement Gira's vocal performances. There's this almost like nerve-wracking melody that the guitars play that repeats and repeats and repeats, which can become patience testing towards the end, but it just repeats over and over and doesn't really release or get grander in scope. I kind of feel similar about the track Sunfucker halfway through. There is a lot more going on this cut, and it does conclude the first half of this record and is a little more aggressive than some of the other cuts on here. They do hit a nice groove halfway through, but it's not really the most interesting one. And again, the cut just kind of feels similar to like tracks off of The Glowing Man and To Be Kind, but way less grand in scope in my opinion. This does lead into my favorite track on the record though, Cathedrals of Heaven. Absolutely loving the atmosphere on this track. Again, it's really mysterious and there's almost this like curiosity in the methodical guitars on here, and Michael Gira does sound a little creepier on this cut. I mean, yeah, overall the whole track sounds like it should be soundtracking a David Lynch movie or something. Another standout on this record was the track The Nub. It features a collaboration from the band The Necks, and it is one of the lengthier cuts on the whole record. I'm loving the pianos on here and how they play this like really weird broken melody, and there's this like overwhelming sense of tension in the track, like something bad is about to happen. And in my opinion, I think of the lengthier cuts on this record, this is one of the only ones that stays engaging throughout the entirety of it. Which brings you to the track It's Coming, It's Real, which was the lead single, which is one of the prettier spots on this record in my opinion. I'm also loving the guest vocals that hang in the background. And unlike The Nub, this track has this feeling to it like there's new hope or like something better is on the horizon, like something just went wrong. Overall, I did like this record, even though I do not think it goes toe-to-toe with some of the more known Swans records. There's a lot of Michael Gira on here singing, and it does have this like biblical kind of feel to it, almost borderline chanting at times. And there aren't really many spots on here where the band really lets the instrumentation breathe for a long period of time, except for like on the track The Nub, which overall, I mean, I guess the instrumentals on here aren't really as grand in scope as their past releases in my opinion, which leaves this record kind of feeling like a lesser version of The Glowing Man, because there isn't really necessarily anything that new going on here that we haven't heard from a Swans album before. And yeah, I just don't really think there's that much that's extremely interesting that actually happens on this album throughout the whole thing. But still, I mean, I am drawn to the more gentle and angelic sounds on here that I really think turn out some shades of beauty that I wouldn't think would come from a Swans record. And yeah, I mean, honestly, just about anything Swans is going to release is going to be a cut above all the other rock releases that come out of that year. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 7 over here on Leaving Meaning. So I definitely suggest going out and picking up the vinyl of this record. Young God Records has a double LP up, and it's signed by Michael Gira if you buy it through their website. And the same goes with all of the CD copies. Links will be down below in the description box as usual. But what's also interesting about about the physical vinyl release is that it is shortened to fit on those 2 LPs. So you're not going to be getting that track Some New Things on here, which isn't necessarily too much of a loss. It's the worst track on the record, but it will come on the CD version. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the Swans record down below in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. If you want more content from me, make sure you stay subscribed and drop a like down below. Gonna try and see if I can break 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So I'll have more content coming. Stay tuned. Peace.